Hey, empaths, I hope this is useful to you. I just came up with a few, only five. There are many more signs, I'm certain, but I just came up with 5 easy ways to see whether you are in a pattern of energetic overgiving. And sometimes we might not realize this because our physical body is keeping up, or our mental stamina is saying, I can do this. I've got this. There's nothing getting in my way. I know for me, raised as, a high achieving person, and maybe an overachiever, definitely high performance is something that I've always cared about. And being kind to others, being sensitive and compassionate is also something that I've always cared about. So what happens when those two things cross and then you're overachieving on how much you care? It's really more likely a concoction or recipe for energy depletion and then not being able to do either as effectively. So in order to become more effective, I really needed to address where I was overgiving energetically to make sure that I could actually continue being kind and compassionate to circles that are going to be able to at least feel fulfilling for my heart, and not have me feeling drained. And so one way that you can tell if you're overgiving is if you feel depleted, if you feel really low energy, if you feel that kind of victimhood pity mindset that says, I just wish someone could take care of me. I just want someone to make this better. I wish someone could help me lift this burden. That is a sign that you feel depleted because you're saying, I don't have enough. I want someone else to put in energy to me. That means you've got to curate some of your own energy. Or if you're lucky enough to have a beautiful, empathic, energized person in your life, maybe they can give you some. They've got some leftover, like myself, I often will have leftover. I like to share or give excitement or love or energy. And, you might do this too. You might be that person in your friend circle. So if you're just feeling depleted, if you're feeling low energy, if you're feeling as though you're like crawling through molasses, you're probably overgiving or over delivering energetically or emotionally in some way. So then it's, get the magnifying glass out and go take a look at where you might be doing that. Try to see where you can stop as well. It is important to follow through, not just identify where you're overgiving, but then deal with it. So if you need help with the dealing with it, you can come join Empath Energetics, or you can work with me in any other way that is available. All the links will be below. The next Empath Energetics session starts next week, and it'll be the last one that I do for a while. I'm going to make sure that the next time I come around, it's able to be shared with that many more people. So if you really want in on the intimate group experience, then this is your time. Okay, the next one that I have is that your emotions feel all over the place. So if you're overgiving, you might find it really difficult to know how you're feeling or to be able to get into your own body. And this is because a lot of the time when you're overgiving, you're actually over intuiting and empathizing, and you're experiencing all of other people's, experiences, and you're experiencing their feelings instead of your own. And so then it's really difficult to course correct and get back to what are your feelings. And the truth is, people want you having your feelings. They actually don't want you carrying their feelings. Because to be honest, it usually feels icky when you see someone taking on what you're experiencing. You're like, I didn't want to have that impact on them. And even if they act totally happy to see you in the emotions that they're experiencing, to be honest, on a soul level, they're still probably not. They are still probably thinking, I'm to blame for that person now being with me in this heaviness or darkness or anxiety or uncertainty or anything, negativity. So if your emotions are all over the place, it's likely that you're not tuned into your own and that you're actually experiencing lots of other people's. And so I would clear all of the, maybe do some cord cutting or clear those attachments that you have, and then ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And it's going to help you figure out where you are overgiving or over experiencing emotions. Another sign you're overgiving is when you're not making time for yourself. And this is totally something that happens, especially in our Western world, that self-care, as much as we talk about it, it's maybe not put into practice. And we can falter on our own commitments to ourselves. And so you'll see when I do things over on Nourish Nomad Co., a lot of my focus is making sure I'm putting energy and goodness into myself, because I actually want to protect all my Heart's Frontier healing work and my, spiritual growth and clarity and peace. I think it's really important to protect your own inner peace. And it's not something a lot of people talk about, but that's something that making time for myself gives me, just moments of peace, moments of being present with myself, because I myself, am a lovely person to spend time with, and it feels really good to spend time with myself. There's no reason to avoid taking care. And, yet still, for so many years, I would say even still today, there's so many ways that I avoid it as well. So I would say that's an overgiving sign, not making time for yourself, because really it's out of the feeling as though you don't really own your own time, or you should be giving all of your time to others. And you can't give all of your time to others. That just makes no sense. All right. Another sign that you are overgiving or over empathizing, over delivering on how much you care, and it's become now ineffective, is that you are angry or resentful towards others. This can show up in little ways too. So I notice little resentments of like, oh, I just wish that person said this to me. I went to them for this problem. I wish they said this to me. If you're wishing someone had a different reaction to you, that's a sign that you're overgiving, because you're not actually then receiving with joy or with compassion, at least, or with understanding at the very least, what that person experiences. And so if you are resentful because someone has shown a lack of care, that's a sign that you are overgiving to that connection. If you are angry that someone is not reciprocating, that's a sign you need to step back, right? Like that is what energy is. We're meant to be responding as we receive impressions and intuitions and knowings. This is a good segue to the last one I was going to share, which is another sign that you're overgiving is that you know you are. Often we hear a concept and we look for proof in some way to validate or not. And if none of these other things didn't, if none of these other things related to you, but you just know you are, it's still true. There's a lot of ways we can act as if everything's fine. And when we act as if everything's fine, but inside we have that knowing, we're still overgiving. And in that in between, we're actually building a self-abandonment pattern. And we're really setting ourselves up for having lower energy, for having negative emotional cycles, and for actually avoiding our own soul mission, which is a really, that's just something you don't want to do, because it's the type of thing that seriously puts, a 10-ton weight on you. And over time, and if you're someone who doesn't know what your life mission is, I promise you, it's already been revealed to you and is continuing to be revealed to you. You just might not know the how, or you might not know the specifics. So either way, if you have found yourself in a pattern of overgiving to people, or if you're simply looking to continue cementing not doing these things or not having this experience, I would love to work with you in Empath Energetics, teach you what I know, teach you more about how to get to know your energy, and actually then how to work with it and have fun with it. It's not just about solving problems here. It really is about expanding your energy for all that you're then able to do after that point. I love supporting sensitive people in becoming more themselves, because I think when we role model that way of life, more people have access to that understanding. I was lucky enough to have a certain upbringing that gave me a certain amount of love, and I now feel a great access to love. And I want to share that because I know not everybody has that opportunity. And so whatever it is that you're here, your unique light that all of us have, whatever your mission is, it will be revealed to you. Mine shows itself in many different ways, connects to my name, connects to my life experiences, connects to my wounds and my shames and my hardships. And it also connects to the ways people compliment me and how I show up well in the world. And our mission is, it's living out day by day, whether we see it or not. So if you are interested and if you resonate with my message, if you just like the idea of working with me, I would encourage you to come out this Saturday, September 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern, to watch Empath Energetics, watch me teach the healing process as I see it, at least at this point in my life, and then also teach what is blocking our light. So we're going to get you going through an actual experience yourself, because everything that I do is driving you back towards yourself. It's not driving you towards me as some guru or leader that gives you something you couldn't have had. You have access to this. I'm reminding you of it gently and sometimes not so gently. And we're in it together. So that's really important for me to say about the Empath program. Okay, if you have any questions or if you would love to work with me, then you can see all the links below. I just want to know which one you are doing. If you were drawn to this video, it's probably because you felt it. And I'm curious whether you have any of these experiences of overgiving and what you notice as well, because there's tons of different signs. These are just 5 that I notice frequently from clients. Okay, enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are. We will chat again soon.